Good morning. I am Kevin Price. Delighted to be with you. Going to spend some time talking to you about you and your business. Let's talk about something that I think is a very important organization, which is the Purple Heart Foundation, and they've got an interesting project in the work. We've got Jeff Roy, chairman of the Purple Heart Foundation Board of Directors, and Paul Englert, who is vice president of marketing for the C. Madavi and family, are involved in, I think, a very interesting project, certainly a very worthwhile one, and I'm looking forward to this conversation. Jeff, first of all, kind of give us the elevator speech, if you will, for the Purple Heart Foundation. What is it all about?
Well, the Purple Heart Foundation has been supporting veterans and their families since 1957. And we do that through our sister organization, the Military Order of the Purple Heart, which is a congressionally chartered veteran service organization.
Yeah, very good. Paul, talk about this collaboration that you have going on with the foundation.
Absolutely. Thanks, Kevin, for having us on. About 3 years ago, Jeff Roy and I started talking. We were looking for ways to partner on some charitable promotions. And fast-forwarding a little bit, one thing led to another, and we agreed that Purple Heart would be such a great wine project for us to partner on, and rather than have it be a seasonal promotion, it could be a year-round wine that people could purchase, that we could help raise awareness for their noble causes, and, of course, raise some financial support to assist them in the great work that they do.
Yeah, that's a really very good idea, something out of sight, out of mind. And so if you're only doing something for 1 month a year, good luck keeping that on people's thoughts. But it's something that they're seeing in their kitchen, they're seeing it at the dining room table. What a neat idea. I like that. So let me ask you, Jeff, tell us a little bit about the history of this project, when it began, and what made you decide to pursue it.
Well, as Paul said, we started talking about this about 3 years ago, and I think we decided to pursue it because of the tradition of the family, number one, that Peter Mondavi Sr. was a World War II veteran, and it all seemed to fit, especially with their previous efforts with groups like the Intrepid Fallen Heroes Fund, that they would be just a great partner with us, that we could continue to help the veterans that we've been helping for the last 40-some-odd years.
Mm-hmm. So, Paul, what is the status of the product right now?
Well, I wish I could tell you that it would be easy for you to purchase, Kevin, but the response has been so overwhelmingly positive. We produced about 7,500 9-liter cases, or 12-bottle cases. We expected that to last 6 months until our second release, which is going to be in the fall. And we've shipped over 95% of the bottles in the first 8 weeks, which is great. So the response from consumers and from the trade out there has been very positive. We've seen great sales just from our website. And when people have seen the bottle out there, I can't tell you the number of heartwarming, emotional responses that we've gotten from veterans or families of veterans out there telling us how great they think the project is, how they love seeing it, and how they're very appreciative of us honoring wounded veterans. It's been a project that has exceeded all of our expectations.
Yeah, I think that's a phenomenal idea. I love that. By the way, the website is called purpleheartwines.com. purpleheartwines.com. Real quickly, Jeff, tell us about how Purple Heart will benefit from the selling of this wine.
Well, it certainly will help us with additional funds. We're very involved with today's veterans and the treatment of post-traumatic stress and traumatic brain injury. We support service dogs for veterans who need them, who are suffering from severe traumatic brain injury and post-traumatic stress. And a lot of people don't realize it, but the VA does not assist in helping these veterans with service dogs. So it takes organizations like us. And so what we try to do is focus on those things that we can help the veteran with that the Veterans Affairs does not do. And that's where the money will go.
Mm-hmm. So that's fantastic. And how much? What percentage of the sales are going to the Purple Heart Foundation?
Paul would have to answer that better than I can.
Yeah, I can answer that one. So what we've done is we've worked with the Purple Heart Foundation to agree upon a donation that we'll make every year. And we're committed to donating between $10,000 and $50,000, 10 being our minimum and $50,000 being our maximum initially. And that is based on the performance of the brand. And the reason we don't say that it's a per-bottle donation, believe it or not, is the state-by-state compliance regulations make it a little burdensome for us when we tell a consumer that the donation is based on their purchase. It actually opens up a lot of compliance issues state by state, and we end up paying more money to the attorneys in filing of all the forms than we pay to the charity. So we've negotiated a donation with Jeff Roy and the Purple Heart Foundation directly, and we're making our first $10,000 donation next Tuesday in New York City on board the USS Intrepid, also known as the Intrepid Sea, Air, and Space Museum. It's our kind of kickoff event that we're holding in New York City. We're going to have some Purple Heart recipients there, and as I said, donate or issue our first check for $10,000 to the Purple Heart Foundation.
Well, I think it's a great project, a really worthy one, and glad that you were able to share it with us today, gentlemen. And again, the guest today talking about Purple Heart Wines. That's purpleheartwines.com. Make sure you check that out. And again, it's Jeff Roy, chairman of the Purple Heart Foundation Board of Directors, and Paul Englert, vice president of marketing for the C. Mondavi and Family Companies. Thanks so much, gentlemen.
Thank you.
All right, thank you so much.
You bet. When we come back, we're going to have much more for you. Do want to remind you that best content here shows up over there at usdailyreview.com. While there, like it on Facebook, follow it on Twitter.